What do all of these animals have in common? The Gila monster, the orchard swallowtail caterpillar, the peacock mantis shrimp. They all have funny names. The wonderpuss. Exit, stage left. How do they come up with these names? Like this. Ta-da! It's a fried egg jellyfish. Don't forget the secretary bird. Or the blue ribbon eel. And me, proboscis monkey. Get the scoop on what's what with You're Called What.
Wait, what? You're called what?
Today, come for a family holiday with baby whales.
Whee!
Find out why this lizard loves his lumps. Ladies love a bumpy face. Am I right? And meet the super cute crab with a delicate name.
I don't have enemies. I have friends who are anemones.
What do you get when you cross a gnarly rock and roll band plus a keen hopper with a cool little bird from the Antarctic? It's a Rockhopper penguin.
What?
A Rockhopper penguin.
Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, la 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 la.
These feathery rock stars can be found along the craggy, windswept shorelines of islands to the north of Antarctica, from Chile across to New Zealand.
It's our biggest world tour yet, kiddo. Johnny and the Rockhoppers, coming to a cool island near you.
These birds prefer to get about by hopping over rocks rather than sliding around on their bellies like some of their penguin cousins. That's why they're called rockhoppers.
Rock and rollin', hoppin' and boppin'. That's the name of our game.
Woo! In true superstar fashion, these flightless birds are distinguished by the spiky yellow crests that decorate their heads. Newsflash, spikes are back in. Punk-inspired penguins are setting the trend that's heating up the South Pole. Rockhoppers are the smallest of the crested penguins, standing about half a metre tall. During their annual breeding season, rockhoppers come together in huge colonies, with hundreds of thousands of penguins creating nesting burrows in tall grasses. While some birds sing, these penguins have a honking screech. Honk if you like what you hear! Right on! These epic entertainers usually stick to the shallows, but can also dive to depths of 100 metres in pursuit of fish, crustaceans, squid and krill.
Woohoo! Now that's what you call a stage dive, dude.
Rockhopper penguins, the cool crowd surfing birds proving that rock and roll is here to stay.
Thank you, and good night. What do you get when you take a seaside holiday and add a slow-moving mollusk? It's a sea slug.
You're called what?
A sea slug.
I'm not in any rush now that I'm on holiday. Well, ever, really.
Sea slugs are found throughout the world in warm tropical waters. These marine bottom dwellers tend to be found in shallows, roaming around coral reefs. Just like their slug namesakes on land, sea slugs don't have shells. They live their entire lives without a hint of a shell to call home.
Such a relaxing holiday. Who needs a house or clothes?
Often regarded as one of the most beautiful marine animals, sea slugs come in a range of striking colours and patterns, just like butterflies.
You should really put some clothes on. Shh, I'm on holiday.
Many poisonous species of sea slugs use these colours to remind predators they should not be eaten. But there are also fakers. Some non-poisonous species use these colours as an elaborate bluff, pretending to be one of their toxic cousins. I think this one's okay to nibble on.
Nope, I'll make you sick too.
Phew, he bought that one.
They also use their colours to camouflage with their environment. The stunning colours of the coral reef, the perfect place for a loudly dressed or undressed sea slug to hide from predators, like crabs, fish, and even other sea slugs.
It's a slug-eat-slug world out there.
Sea slugs take their colouring and even some of their foul taste from their diet. Algae, sponges, anemones, and corals are all on the breakfast buffet today.
I don't have to get dressed. And everything I eat is good for me? Best holiday ever.
The sea slug, the stunning wonder you'd be happy to find at the bottom of your coral garden. What do you get when you cross a rather big head with a noisy bird and a fish? It's a humphead parrotfish.
You're called what?
A humphead parrotfish.
Polly wants a cracker.
These large fish can be found swimming in the Pacific and Indian Oceans, as well as the Red Sea. They're typically seen in shallow waters, cruising through coral reefs and lagoons.
If I wasn't a bird, I wish I was a fish.
Listen, bird brain, you are a fish.
The humphead part of their name comes from their most distinctive feature, the massive bulbous forehead seen on the adults.
You know, I have quite a headache.
We all do, Gerald.
Humpheads have developed their rather large noggins so they can headbutt coral to break into small bite-sized pieces.
Polly doesn't want a cracker. Polly wants a helmet.
Your name is Gerald. Gerald.
As for the parrot part of their name, that's because of their parrot-like beaks. Parrotfish use their powerful chompers to bite off chunks of live coral and algae.
Crunchy coral is much more satisfying than a soggy cracker.
Their back teeth grind the coral and algae into a fine paste so they can extract any nutrients. Any leftovers are passed out as waste. Basically, parrotfish poop sand.
Ew!
It means these fish play a big role in the underwater ecosystem.
Really?
Yes, their eating habits shape and redistribute sections of coral reef. Thanks to their bulbous heads, these odd-looking fish have earned some equally peculiar names, such as the double-headed parrotfish.
But I've only got one head. Or do I?
And sometimes they're called buffalo parrotfish.
Oh, I get it now. I've been a buffalo the whole time.
Gerald, you bumped your head. See a doctor.
The humphead parrotfish, tackling life head on. The bison is officially the national mammal of the United States of America. Can you guess the group name for these beefy bovines? Is it an obstinacy of bison, a refusal of bison, or a stubbornness of bison? If you guessed the first answer, an obstinacy of bison, congratulations, you were correct.
A what?
It's an obstinacy of bison.
Do you want to come to our party this Friday?
No.
But it's going to be huge.
No.
You can be so obstinate sometimes.
It's thought 50 million or so bison once roamed the North American plains. Today, nearly 500,000 live in parks, ranches, and in the wild where they're protected. North American Lakota Plains people call bison tatanka, meaning big beast. These brawny bovine can weigh up to a ton. That's about the size of a small car. To be obstinate means to stubbornly refuse to change your opinion or actions. It's hard to change the course of a huge bison. That's why a group is called an obstinacy.
Oh, come on, Bison. Come to the party. Yeah, you used to be fun.
I'm not going.
Bison travel in family groups to keep each other safe from North American pack predators like wolves and coyotes, or grizzly bears, which is one of the few animals that can take on a fully grown bison alone.
You think you're grizzly? Wait till you meet me.
Bison families love a dirt bath to rub off ticks and lice.
Oh yeah, who needs a party when you can stay in and wash your fur?
A bison group can also be called a gang or a herd. But if you refuse to use a word that's less than fancy, an obstinacy of bison is just right.
ID crisis.
What do you get when you cross a large African mammal with a West Indian reptile? It's a rhinoceros iguana.
You're called what?
A rhinoceros iguana. Africa and the West Indies. So do I like the bush life or is it the beach life for me? Rhinoceros iguanas are native to many West Indian islands, including Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Like their savanna roaming namesakes, these iguanas prefer the ground. They like to live amongst rocks, in open scrub and subtropical forest. Rhinos are the second largest land mammal, and the iguana family can grow some pretty sizable lizards. The Rhino Iguana can tip the scales at 10 kilograms. It's dwarfed by the rhino mammal though, which can weigh over 2,000 kilos.
So, that's about 200 of those little lizards that make up one of me?
He's big and good at maths. What can I do better? The Rhino Iguana is named after the horns it has around its nose. The iguana has 3. A rhinoceros has 1 or 2 horns. Count the maths, genius. I got 1 more than you.
Seriously, you call that a horn? This is a horn.
While the rhino land mammals use their horns to fight for territory, it's thought the Rhino Iguana simply has horns to attract females.
Ladies love a bumpy face, am I right?
Both animals are mainly herbivorous, preferring to eat fruit, leaves and flowers. But while the rhino is strictly vegetarian,
I like to think I'm very disciplined.
a Rhino Iguana will also eat insects, crabs and carrion from dead fish and birds if they come to hand.
Really, buddy? Dead fish?
Hey, I live on an island. So with the scavenger instinct of a reptile and a taste for beach life, this rhinoceros iguana is not a lot of rhino, but all rock-hopping lizard. ID crisis solved.
What do you get when you cross the hot sun with a grizzly bear? It's a sun bear.
You're called what?
A sun bear.
5 more minutes.
Sun bears are the smallest members of the bear family and live in the dense lowland forests of Southeast Asia. These mammals take their name from the bright patch that illuminates their chest. According to legend, this marking symbolises the rising sun. Kids, time to get up for school.
But I'm so comfortable.
Their shiny black coat is well adapted to the balmy conditions in their tropical rainforest homes. The fur is short enough for them not to overheat, but thick and coarse enough to protect them against scratchy branches and soaking rain.
It's the perfect blanket.
Even though they're called sun bears, these furry creatures are actually most active after dark. Sun bears feast on berries, fruit, roots and insects, plus birds and rodents as they wander through the forests by night. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Sun bears have an excellent sense of smell and extremely long claws, more than 10 centimetres long, which they use to rip open logs and termite nests. They also have lengthy tongues that allow them to access hard-to-reach insects and honey from beehives.
Sweet, I've hit the mother load. This is paw licking good.
Sun bears can grow to 1.5 meters in length. Being arboreal or tree-dwelling, their smallish stature makes the going fairly easy when they're climbing amongst the branches.
I am the tree fort master.
The sun bear, one of the brightest sparks in the forest.
Families.
Say hi to the family with big hearts, the whale family. What do you think a mother whale is called? Is she called a horse? A cow? Or is a mother whale a sheep? If you guessed the second answer, you were right. A mother whale is called a cow.
Kids, time to head into the pasture to play.
Whales can be found in all oceans worldwide, from chilly polar seas to warm tropical waters around the equator. There are around 90 different species of whale, divided into 2 groups. Baleen whales that use plates to filter out food from the water, and toothed whales, which includes porpoises and dolphins.
Oh, no fair. I don't want to brush my teeth.
Like cows, hippopotamuses, camels, elephants, and many large animals, whale females are called cows. Males are called bulls, and the babies are called calves. Just like a dairy calf, a whale calf loves to jump and play.
This way, Buttercup. You're rolling too far away from the family.
Whale family groups are known as pods. They travel together for safety from predators like sharks and orcas. Humpback whales undertake a great annual migration of roughly 5,000 kilometres from the cold South Pole waters to the warm Great Barrier Reef and back again. Now that's a family road trip.
Are we there yet?
No, 3,820 kilometres to go.
Whale cows have the ultimate babysitters club. They will all take turns to help raise the babies. The calves stay with their families for up to 6 years, learning to hunt, play, and even sing.
La 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 la! Keep practicing. Next year we'll get you a violin.
The whale family, the talented travelling troupe that is one of the ocean's most bonded family groups. What do you call a skink that has not one head, but two? It's a two-headed skink.
You're called what?
A two-headed skink.
Oh, hi everyone.
Hey, it's my turn to say hello.
You said hello first last time.
Aw, you always do this. Two-headed skinks are native to the southern half of Australia. They like to inhabit coastal heaths, dry eucalypt forests and sandy deserts, where they can soak up plenty of sunshine and search for their favourite foods. A close relative of the more familiar blue-tongued lizard, these rugged reptiles are named after their short, rounded tails, which look a lot like their heads.
Oh, did you hear that? He called me rugged.
Oh no, he was definitely talking about me. It's a no-brainer that these unusual lizards have a bunch of wacky names to go with their quirky looks. They're also known as pinecone lizards, bobtails, stumpy tails, shinglebacks, sleepy lizards, and bog eyes.
Who am I? I'm so confused.
I'll second that. The two-headed lizard has a large, fleshy tongue that is dark blue. It's used to scare off any potential threats, such as dingoes. The two-headed skink, proving that two heads are better than one.
Baboons are one of the world's oddest-looking monkeys. But what do you call a group of baboons? Is it a troop of baboons? Is it an army of baboons? Or is it a secret service of baboons? It's a troop of baboons.
A what?
A troop of baboons.
10 hot troops, time to get you back into shape.
There are 5 species of baboons that can be found throughout Arabia and Africa. They tend to prefer savannas and semi-arid habitats as well as tropical rainforests. A baboon group is called a troop because they have an organised ranking system of leaders and followers.
Standard schedule today, troops. Grooming followed by marching, followed by, grooming.
Baboons are highly social creatures from a young age. Baby baboons, known as infants, love to play with each other.
Infants, it's time to report for climbing training.
They don't have a grippy tail like most other monkeys, but baboons are still good climbers.
Come on, trooper, climb!
Sir, yes, sir.
Every troop has its leader, the alpha male of the group. The alpha male is responsible for keeping order within the troops and protecting them from predators such as lions and cheetahs. They also lead the troop in search of food.
10 hut, commence ground sweeps.
These omnivores will eat fruits, grasses, seeds and bark, but will also eat rodents and birds, even small antelope if given the chance.
Troop, report back to base for more grooming.
Not again.
A troop of baboons, the monkey group that comes together with military precision.
ID crisis.
What do you get when you cross a warbling magpie with a honking goose? It's a magpie goose.
You're called what?
A magpie goose.
I don't even know how to say hi to you right now. Should I wobble or honk?
Magpie geese, also known as pied geese, are distributed throughout northern Australia and southern Papua New Guinea. Never too far from the coastline, they inhabit large freshwater lakes, swamps and slow-moving waterways where they can feed on grasses, bulbs, and aquatic plants.
So, I like the water. Is that the goose part of me?
They're called magpie geese because they have black and white feathers, and so does the Australian magpie. Hey, pal! Nice threads.
You're looking pretty snazzy there too.
The Australian magpie is famous for their speedy swoop on any territory intruders in nesting season. Magpie geese will also defend their nests. They fly at their opponents and strike with their feet, wings and bills.
Run away! So that's it then. I'm a magpie. Let me sing my sweet song to you.
Unlike a magpie, the magpie goose cannot sing, but thanks to a coiled looping windpipe, it can honk. Other honkers and quackers in the same family include ducks, swans, and other waterfowl. They have webbed feet to help them push through the water. Magpies have claws to stay firmly in the treetops. No swimming for me, thanks. These paddles make the magpie goose 100% a waterfowl. Though they share the same wardrobe as a magpie, the magpie goose is all goose. ID crisis solved. What do you get when you cross some spots with porcelain and a crab? It's a spotted porcelain crab.
What?
A spotted porcelain crab.
I'm actually quite fragile when it comes to my spots.
This delicate crustacean is native to Indo-Pacific waters. Inhabiting coral reefs, these spotty crabs can be found under rocks and sponges. But their favourite place to hide is under and within giant anemones.
It's not that I'm hiding. I just don't want to come out and show my spots.
The spotted porcelain crab takes its name from its spotted shell or carapace and the white porcelain-like edges on it. Their flattened bodies are perfectly suited for squeezing in between rocks and staying hidden out of sight.
Nobody can make fun of my spots in here.
Octopuses, reef sharks, cuttlefish, and humphead parrotfish are some of the spotted porcelain crab's biggest predators. But this crab has backup underwater security.
I don't have enemies. I have friends who are anemones.
The anemone protects the spotted porcelain crab from predators with its stinging tentacles. And in return, the crab cleans the anemone of parasites.
I'll keep this place spotless, buddy.
The crab doesn't have to venture out for food, as they are filter feeders, able to strain out tiny plankton from the water.
It's like eating a teeny-weeny seafood buffet.
It's not all plain sailing for the spotted porcelain crab. Sometimes they have to compete with clownfish and anemone shrimp for territory within the anemone.
Hey, we were here first.
But generally, they all learn to coexist. Your spots are so cool! Wanna hang out?
Do I? By the way, love your stripes.
The spotted porcelain crab, a dotty little critter that's a cool little star in the underwater universe.
What happens when you take a bright red fur coat, add strong haunters and an oversized rodent? A red rumped agouti.
What?
A red rumped agouti.
If you're scared of rodents, you might be in for a huge surprise.
Agoutis can be found in rainforests throughout the top of South America. They've also been introduced to the Virgin Islands. Like their South American cousins, the guinea pig, the agouti is a rodent, but they can grow over 1/2 metre tall. They have longer legs for hopping about the forest floor and a reddish tinge to their fur to blend into leafy backgrounds, which gives them impressive-sized red rumps.
Just heading out for a day's work on the nut farm.
You'll find these forest dwellers anywhere you find Brazil nut trees. The agouti is a master nutcracker. It has chisel-like teeth, so it's one of the few animals that can crack the hard nuts open.
I like any nut with a challenge, really.
They hide stockpiles to eat later, so agoutis are like nut farmers, planting new crops of trees wherever they go.
And these rocks mark this spot. There,
nuts hidden away for dessert.
To avoid rainforest night hunters like snakes and day hunters like hognose raccoons, agoutis are crepuscular animals.
Say what?
Crepuscular. Bears, deer, bobcats and even wombats are crepuscular animals. That means they're most active at twilight hours, during dawn and dusk. The red rumped agouti, one large rodent nut farmer we can all be thankful for.
What do you get when you cross a bottle with a nose and one of the ocean's most playful creatures? It's a bottlenose dolphin.
You're called what?
A bottlenose dolphin.
I've bottled up a heap of fun and I'm ready to play!
Bottlenose dolphins are found in temperate tropical oceans around the globe. They live in the broadest range of habitats of all marine mammals, estuaries, bays, as well as far out at sea.
Wow, you can balance a bottle on your nose.
That is my nose?
The bottlenose dolphin takes its name from its short, rounded beak, which is shaped a little like a bottle. Highly social creatures, they live in groups known as pods of around 15 dolphins. Dolphins hunt and travel together and are always up for playtime too.
Tag, you're it!
The bottlenose dolphin is widely considered to be one of the most intelligent animals on the planet. They whistle and squeak to each other to communicate. It's even thought they give themselves names when they're young.
Hi, I'm Captain Squeaky Pants!
Really?
I named myself when I was a baby. It seemed like a good idea at the time.
These air-breathing mammals can dive up to depths of over 250 metres and can hold their breath for nearly 10 minutes.
Whew, that was ages! Tell me, do I look a little blue in the face to you?
However, they have to return to the surface to take in air through their blowholes before diving again. Bottlenose dolphin pods really know how to work together to round up a meal. They'll herd schools of fish into a swirling circle known as a bait ball.
A what?
A bait ball. It's when a school of fish is surrounded by predators, so they swim together closely in what looks like a swirling ball in the ocean.
If we look like a big ball, maybe no one wants to eat us. Cuddle up!
The bottlenose dolphin, the marine mammal perfecting the balancing act of smart study and playtime.